Good morning. In the first half of Unit 4, we learned about PN junction diode, Zener diode, and applications of a Zener diode. We haven't learned about the applications of PN junction diode. So, in the next half of Unit 4, we are going to learn about applications of PN junction diode. So, one of the major applications of a PN junction diode is a rectifier circuit. In rectifier circuits, diodes are most widely used. This is nothing but PN junction diodes are most widely used. So what is a rectifier circuit? We have AC supply in our home, which is readily available. Although we have a AC supply, we need a DC supply for particular components. Example for that type of components are portable devices and electronic components. Portable devices are mobile phones, laptops, tablets, etc., which has a battery. We'll call that one as mostly we will call that one as a portable devices, and the equipment which have a electronic components, we'll call that one as a electronic components. Example, same mobile phones, laptops, PCs, desktops, and also LCD or LED TVs. So all these equipments, portable and electronic equipments, need a DC supply. So if we want to store an electrical power, we can only store that particular electric power in DC form. We cannot store it in AC form. So every portable device will have a battery which has a storage for electrical power which can only store in a DC. Mobile phone stores only in a DC. So we need to convert, there is a necessity to convert AC signal to a DC signal. So the equipment or a device or a circuit which converts AC signal to a DC signal is called as a rectifier. In mobile phones, where you can observe rectifiers in the charger. In the charger, we are going to supply a 220 volts AC supply. Internally, there will be a circuit which converts 220 volts to a 5 volts DC. And this 5 volts DC is given to your mobile phones, and this 5 volt DC will charge your battery, and after that this electrical charge whichever is stored in the form of a DC is utilized by your mobile phone. Similarly with the laptops, and similarly with the tablets, and also with the smartwatches. But whereas coming to the TVs, there will be no batteries inside a TV. So it's simply there is a rectifier circuit which converts a 230 volts or 240 volts supply to a standard 24 volts or a 12 volts depending upon the panel, LCD or LED panel. LCD or LED panels normally utilizes a DC supply which runs on a DC supply. So there is a rectifier, there is a necessity for a rectifier circuit in TVs as well as in desktops. Desktops means PCs, we are talking about PCs, not laptops. This is with the introductions of rectifier circuit. So importance of a rectifier circuit. So in conclusion, rectifier is a circuit which converts AC signal to a DC signal. So rectifiers are classified into two types: half wave rectifier and a full wave rectifier. And full wave rectifier are again classified into two types: full wave rectifier with a center tap transformer, a full wave bridge rectifier. Half wave rectifier. This is a simple circuit diagram for an half wave rectifier. The input given to the half wave rectifier is an AC signal. Let us consider a standard 230 volts is applied as the input is given to the half wave rectifier. As a 230 volts is a higher voltage, handling a 230 volt will become dangerous. So we are going to take the help of a step down transformer which reduces the voltage to 30 volts to a usable lesser value. Let's assume at 24 volts it is stepping down to the 24 volts. So this we are just using this transformer to reduce the voltage. So the input waveform, the AC signal which we supplied, we can draw in this particular way. Since it is a sinusoidal, we can draw in this way. and the output signal will be similar to that of the input signal, but with a reduced in a magnitude. Only the peak value will be reduced, the frequency remains same, and everything remains same. When coming to the next half of the circuit diagram, in the next half you can observe there is a diode, PN junction diode, and there is a load. Load means the equipment which utilizes the particular DC supply whichever it is generated by the hardware rectifier. So this is the output of a transformer. So then the input of a diode becomes obviously the output of a transformer, because at the end of a transformer a diode is connected. So input of a diode signal will be in the same as a output of a transformer. So if you observe on the positive half of a cycle, as we discussed, we are reducing the voltage 230 volts to a lower value 24 volts. So at this particular value the voltage is 0. Here the voltage is 0. Here it will be a 0 because it is we are going to take this one as a reference voltage. It will be a 0. So here is 0, 0. Potential difference is equal to 0. No current will flow. The output will be 0. Next, and at after some time, if you observe, the voltage becomes some reasonable considerable value. Let's take that value as a 12 volts. So what happens over here? Here we have a plus 12 volts. At the other end, this end we have a 0 volts, as this is a reference. So obviously the voltage across a diagram, if this is a 0, this one will become 0, this one becomes 0. So in conclusion, what is the voltage across a diode? Positive plate is connected to the positive side and negative plate is connected to the lower value. So we can say that the diode is in forward bias. As I said, condition for diode to be in a forward bias is positive plate should be connected to the higher voltage value and negative plate should be connected to the lower voltage value. The condition satisfied, it is connected, positive plate is connected to plus 12 volts and negative plate is connected to 0 volts. So diode will be in forward bias. So diode will start conducting electricity. Diode will allow electricity to flow. So in the upper half, on the positive half of the cycle, as the voltages are always greater than 0 volts, the diode will always perform as a will operate in a forward bias. It simply allows the current to flow in a forward bias. So we can say that from 0 to 180 degrees, this is 0 degrees, this is 180, 360 and so on. From 0 to 180 degrees, diode positive plate is always higher value and diode negative plate is always a lower value. So diode will be in forward bias. Diode will be in forward bias and it will allow electricity. Diode will be in forward bias and it will allow electricity to flow through it. Whereas in the next case, which is from degrees 180 degrees to 360 degrees. From 180 to 360 degrees, if you observe, the voltage at this particular point will go beyond 0, lesser than the 0 value. So we will get a voltages, negative voltages, minus 12 volts or minus 1 volt, minus 24 volts in this particular way. So if you observe, the P side of a diode is connected to the lesser value and the N side of the connector is connected to the 0, which is a higher value when compared to the negative values. So in conclusion, the diode P side is connected to negative values, which is a lower values, and the negative side inside of a diode is connected to constant 0 volts, which is a reference voltage. We are taking one reference 0 volts, which is compared to this plate, which is a higher value. So that, so due to this biasing, this bias higher value. So due to this, that we can say that the diode is in reverse bias. So in reverse bias, the diode will not conduct any electricity. So in reverse bias, the diode will not conduct any electricity. So in reverse bias from 180 to 360 degrees, this diode will act as a will be in reverse bias. It will be in a simply open circuit. Here the output will be 0. Here the output will be 0 in the negative half of the cycle. Hence the output of a half wave rectifier is an alternative pulsating DC supply as shown in the above circuit diagram. Calculations of half wave rectifier. In the calculation section, we have to derive the efficiency of a half wave rectifier and also the form factor and ripple factor. We already discussed what is the form factor in the unit 2. And coming to the ripple factor is a term which represents how much amount of ripples are present in the signal. Actually, we are supposed to get a DC supply, which is a pure DC supply will be a straight line. Instead of a pure DC supply, we are getting this type of pulses. We can use this one as a DC supply, but what's the problem with that one is the equipment may get damaged. So this amount of ripples, this difference in a pure DC supply to the actual DC supply, this difference is represented by the ripple factor. If there are more number of ripples, the ripple factor will be greater value. If it is pure straight line, then the ripple factor will be 0. So coming to the efficiency. To calculate efficiency, we need two values, which is one is the average voltage of the output signal and the RMS value of the output signal. This is the signal which we got as a half wave rectifier output. It is also called as pulsating, alternative pulsating DC. In the first assignment or in the unit 1, this is a signal. For this signal, we calculated the average value as well as the RMS value. So if you recollect, the average voltage formula will be 1 by T integral 0 to T V of T dt, where T is the time period. Time period is for this particular signal is 0 to 2 pi. So 1 by 2 pi integral 0 to pi. From 0 to pi we have one form of signal, and pi to 2 pi we have another form of signal which is a 0 null signal. From 0 to 2 pi we have a sinusoidal one which is Vm sin omega t, plus from pi to 2 pi we have a 0, so I am going to take the 0 and d omega t. Upon solving this equation, we will get a final V average value which is equal to Vm by pi. Similarly for RMS, the formula is root over 1 by 2 pi integral 0 to pi V of t whole square. Similarly, we are going to split the signal into two halves because the expression is not same for time period 0 to 2 pi. It is different from at different instances. So from 0 to pi it is a sinusoidal signal, and pi to 2 pi it is a 0 signal. We are going to split, and this is root. This is the final expression we will get after substituting the signal. So upon solving this equation, the final value will be Vrms equal to Vm by 2. So as the efficiency of the signal, efficiency of a half wave rectifier is given by P load, power consumed by the load, and P input, power given to the rectifier circuit. So power consumed by the load is a DC power consumed. So we are going to take the DC reference value, which is nothing but a V average value, whereas the power given to the load, we gave AC power to the particular rectifier circuit. So we are going to take RMS value to represent the AC signal. So coming to the power, the formula for a power is V into I. So we can rewrite the I with the help of Ohm's law as V by R. So final expression power will be the V square by R. This is the expression for a power. So in the numerator we will get V average. Since it is a DC supply, we are going to take a DC power consumed. So we are going to take average value V average square by R. In the input side, we are going to take RMS value. Since we delivered a AC power, VRMS whole square by R. Since both the resistance values are same, into 100%. Since it is a percentage efficiency, we have to multiply with 100. So if you substitute section A and B values over here, the final value you will get will be the 4 by pi square into 100. So so half wave rectifier efficiency is 40.5%, which is less. Moving on to the next term, which is the form factor. The formula for form factor is given in the first unit, which is Vrms by V average. Substitute A and B values, section A and B values in the above page. Vm by 2 and Vm by pi. The final form factor will be this one, which is 1.5707. Similarly, the ripple factor under root of V RMS by V average square whole square minus 1. The final value will be 1.211. This factor represents the amount of ripples present in the output of a half-wave rectifier. The thing you have to remember is the efficiency of a half-wave rectifier is 40.5285%. Similarly, in the next section, we are going to come across a full wave rectifier. We are going to calculate the efficiency, form factor, peak ripple factor, and finally we are going to discuss about the bridge rectifier, full wave bridge rectifier.